Welcome to the True Assassins podcast. We're diving deep today, exploring two figures straight out of the shadows, inspired by Orlando Madsbrine's True Kill. And these aren't just your average killers, you know?
Yeah, but not at all.
They each have, their own set of twisted morals, targeting those they believe are, well, truly corrupt. It's a pretty fascinating concept.
It really is. This is where True Kill really shines, I think.
Right.
Yeah, like digging into what makes these figures, Carmilla and the Pied Piper tick, how they dispense their own brand of justice, so to speak.
Yeah, you've given us some seriously dark and compelling material to work with, so let's unpack it.
Let's do it.
All right, first up, Carmilla. The texts we're looking at describe her as, and this is a pretty heavy quote, a monstrous assassin unbound by mortal morality who hunts predators, abusers, and the irredeemably corrupt. Wow. What jumps out at you right away from that?
Well, it's definitely not your typical vigilante, is it? I mean, she's not just taking out any bad guys she stumbles across. It's very targeted, very specific. These are individuals who embody deep-rooted corruption, who inflict abuse on others, often from positions of power.
And there's this interesting idea, right, that she might be mirroring her own monstrous nature in doing this. What do you think about that?
That's a fascinating concept.
Yeah.
Could it be some twisted form of recognition? You know, like she sees herself in these corrupt figures and that fuels her rage. Or maybe it's more like an internal conflict, something within her that's projected outwards onto her victims.
It really makes you question her motivations, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Now let's talk methods. She often appears as this waif with haunted eyes in a tattered gown. Seems pretty calculated, right?
Oh, for sure. It's classic deception, a predator in disguise.
Yeah.
That contrast, between her outward appearance and her lethal nature allows her to move unnoticed, especially in circles where you wouldn't expect to find, well, an assassin.
Right. It plays on assumptions. People see weakness, vulnerability, and it blinds them to the very real danger she represents.
It's the element of surprise, and it speaks volumes about the kind of world Madsbrine creates in True Kill. A world where deception is a survival tactic, and nothing is what it seems.
You've got that right. Now, the encounter with the congressman, this one's particularly chilling. She doesn't just kill him outright. She uses her, and I'm quoting here, intoxicating essence to manipulate him. Ultimately, he confesses to this, brutal misuse of power, and the imagery, shattered lives whispered in terrified sobs as she fed. Oh, man. It's horrific, but it also adds this weird, twisted sense of almost justification to her actions.
It's disturbing, but it's also incredibly effective storytelling.
Yeah.
It makes you question whether Carmilla is solely driven by a thirst for blood. I mean, the confession serves a purpose, right?
Right.
It's almost like a final act of accountability for the victim before they meet their end. The intoxicating essence, you could argue, symbolizes the allure of power, how easily it can be used to extract truth, even if the methods are brutal.
Like peeling back the layers of their carefully constructed public persona, exposing the rot underneath.
Exactly.
And then the aftermath. She leaves his secrets, literally bound in his own blood on pristine paper, delivered to his opponent. This is clearly about more than just eliminating a single bad guy.
Right. It's about disrupting the whole system.
Yeah.
She's exposing the corruption, the rot, the networks of power that enable this kind of abuse. It's like she's trying to bring a dark truth to light, even if her methods are undeniably violent.
Makes you wonder if she sees herself as some kind of, dark regulator, right? Stepping in where conventional justice fails.
I think that's one of the most compelling interpretations.
Yeah. The texts make it clear she's no avenging angel.
No.
Her hands are crimson. And her hunts, they're fueled by this terrible thirst.
Yeah.
It points to a real internal struggle, a monstrous nature. But then there's this twisted covenant that binds her. What do you make of that?
It's a brilliant detail because Madsbrine intentionally leaves it ambiguous. What is this covenant? Is it a pact she made upon her transformation? A set of self-imposed rules? Or maybe it's something more inherent, like a compulsion linked to her monstrous nature.
And regardless of what it is, the fact that she operates within some kind of boundary, twisted as it may be, suggests a focus, right?
Right.
It sets her apart from pure chaos. It maybe even provides a twisted justification in her mind.
It's a fascinating paradox.
Yeah. And you can't ignore the contrast between the obvious monsters and the hidden ones.
Oh, absolutely. That's a recurring theme.
Carmilla goes after those in suits who pen decrees, who hide their cruelty behind this facade of respectability. It's a pretty sharp critique of societal power structures, don't you think?
Absolutely. She acts as this, dark mirror reflecting back society's hidden hypocrisy,
Yeah.
the corruption that thrives in plain sight. Her prey isn't the stereotypical monster lurking in shadows. It's those who wield influence, who have authority while secretly inflicting harm.
And that ties into the priest, right?
Oh, yeah.
Another layer to her targets. Hypocrisy. His gluttony of the soul, hoarding faith while presenting this pious facade. But she doesn't kill him directly. She manipulates the situation, incites his own flock against him. It's a different approach, isn't it?
It's almost like a form of, I don't know, karmic justice, right?
Right.
She understands the dynamics of power and resentment, and she uses them to dismantle her targets from within. It's almost more unsettling than brute force because it plays on these existing fault lines.
It's like a slow burn leading to this, like, grimly poetic kind of retribution. And then there's that huge question, did she seek redemption?
That's the core tension of her story, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, her actions are monstrous, no doubt, but they're directed at the wicked. It makes you wonder, is there a path to absolution through such darkness? Or is she doomed to this cycle of violence, regardless of her intentions?
It's heavy stuff.
It is.
And the legends that spring up around her. Vengeful wraith, demonic seductor. It shows how society struggles to categorize her, doesn't it?
Of course, she defies easy categorization. She's this embodiment of fear and fascination, a figure that challenges our perceptions of good and evil.
And the texts argue the truth is far more chilling. Why do you think the idea of monsters existing in boardrooms and pulpits is more disturbing than the classic monster in the shadows?
Because it's more relatable, isn't it?
Yeah.
The supernatural monster is other, something outside of us. But the monster in a position of power, that's something we all encounter, something we might even be complicit in. It hits closer to home.
It's a reflection of our own world, of the potential for darkness to hide in plain sight. And ultimately, Carmilla is defined as this assassin bound by a thirst for both blood and a twisted, monstrous justice.
A powerful image.
And the final thought, that her true prey are the monstrous hearts beating in the harsh light of day. It shifts the focus, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's not about the supernatural. It's about the darkness within us.
Exactly. All right, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about the Pied Piper, another shadowy figure, but with a very different vibe, right?
Oh, yeah. Very different.
Unlike the classic children's tale, this Piper, he's driven by this deep, bitter betrayal inflicted by Hamlin. His music, which was once playful, is now distorted, filled with malice. It's a weapon he uses to eliminate the corrupt and powerful.
It's a really effective subversion of the familiar tale, and it fits perfectly with the overall tone of True Kill, that sense of darkness and retribution.
Right. It's like taking something innocent and twisting it into something truly menacing. And the rats, they play a different role here too, don't they?
Definitely. They're not just pests in this version. They're like an audience.
Yeah.
An audience for a different kind of symphony. It suggests a deliberate act of judgment, almost like a performance orchestrated by the piper.
I like that. A performance.
Yeah.
And the symbolism there, the rats associated with plague, decay, they become these instruments of his justice, consuming the remnants of corruption. It's pretty powerful.
It is. And then there's this element of time, right? Centuries have passed since the betrayal, but his fury remains. Hamlin's broken oaths fuel him, drive him. It speaks to the lasting impact of injustice, the difficulty of finding true closure. His actions aren't just about revenge in the moment, it's about a long-term reckoning.
A reckoning for generations, almost like a curse passed down. And the deuce torment, it's so vividly described. The dissonant notes trigger his guilt. His opulent halls echo with this, like terrifying, relentless dirge. And even his guards, they're affected, their own hidden sins brought to the surface.
It's psychological warfare, isn't it?
Yeah.
The music acts as a kind of moral X-ray, exposing the inner rot of his targets. And the fact that the guards are affected too, it suggests this widespread corruption within the Duke's entire domain.
Like a cancer that spread throughout the system. And the punishment itself, it's not just physical death, it's isolation. His wealth becomes a taunt, a reminder of the children he betrayed, the debt he can never repay.
It's a fate worse than death, in a way.
Right.
To be surrounded by the trappings of your power, your wealth, knowing that it's all built on lies and suffering.
And the rats, they act as this silent jury, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Consuming the evidence of his corruption, documents detailing bribery, stolen land. It's like the physical manifestation of his guilt being devoured.
It's a powerful metaphor for how corruption can erode the very foundations of power. It leaves nothing but emptiness in its wake. And then his death, gorging on tarnished gold.
So ambiguous.
Right. Is it madness driven by guilt? Or is it the Piper's final ironic payment?
I love that we don't get a definitive answer.
It keeps you guessing, and it reinforces the idea that justice, especially in the world of true kill, isn't always clear-cut.
And then, boom, the melody changes, becomes this mocking jig. He moves on to the next corrupt town.
Yeah.
His work is never done.
He's a perpetual force of judgment, a haunting reminder that corruption has consequences. The mocking jig that detail suggests a certain, grim satisfaction in his role.
Like he's found his purpose, twisted as it may be. But here's the twist, right?
Yeah.
He uses the gold, the spoils of his vengeance, to help the downtrodden, the orphans, the healers.
It complicates things, doesn't it?
It really does. Is it atonement? Or is it just a byproduct of his actions?
It's a question worth pondering. It suggests that even within this dark, vengeful figure, there might be a flicker of something else.
Maybe. And his legend, it changes too, right?
It evolves.
He's not just a child stealer anymore. He's a shadowy judge targeting all forms of corruption. His vengeance is a curse, but it's aimed with chilling precision.
He becomes this almost mythical figure, feared by the corrupt, but maybe even, dare I say, admired by those who have been wronged.
It's a fascinating dynamic. And do you think he finds solace in this path?
The texts suggest true peace eludes him.
Yeah.
But there's this hint of grim satisfaction, a sense that he's making the tainted sleep uneasily. It's a heavy burden to carry, though.
It is. And that's ultimately what he is, isn't it?
What's that?
Vengeance given haunting form, an echo of betrayed innocence.
A powerful image, and a reminder that some debts can never truly be repaid, not with gold, but with something far more unsettling.
A haunting melody that promises nightmares. So listeners, what do you think? What have we learned about Carmilla and the Pied Piper from this deep dive into the dark world of true kill?
We've seen two figures operating outside the bounds of conventional morality. Carmilla, the predator of the corrupt elite, and the Piper, the embodiment of betrayed justice, each with their own methods, their own targets, their own twisted sense of purpose.
And they both force us to confront these uncomfortable questions about justice, revenge, and punishment. Are they monsters or are they something else? Something necessary, even?
It's a question without easy answers, and it makes you think about the nature of power, the ways it corrupts, the ways it can be abused.
And who ultimately is responsible for holding those in power accountable.
Precisely. And perhaps the most unsettling takeaway is this blurring of lines between the monstrous and the just.
Yeah.
Are Carmilla and the Pied Piper simply reflections of the darkness they seek to eradicate?
It's a chilling thought, isn't it? And it leaves us with this final provocative question. If such figures existed in our world, would they be forces of chaos or a grim but necessary form of accountability?
It's a question we all have to grapple with.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows. Don't forget to rate and follow the True Assassins podcast for more addictive cloak and dagger stories.
And until next time, sleep well.
If you can.